Welcome to the New York State Center of Excellence in Bioinformatics and Life Sciences. I'm Marnie LaVigne, Director of Business Development. Pleasure to have you joining us to come and see what's happening here at the center. We opened in 2006, and very exciting place, but part of a much greater activity in the whole region called Life Sciences. As you look around, you'll see some spaces that might remind you of a typical research building. On the other hand, our entire lobby area and much more of our gathering areas are more similar almost to a corporate feel or a campus. And the reason why is because we realize that the way to create more innovation, which is our goal here at the center, as well as economic growth, another part of our goals here, is to get parties together, get people together in ways they've never interacted before. We call that interdisciplinary collaboration, when you bring people from different perspectives who have new ideas of how to approach problems. So we're all about creating a healthy population and building a healthier community, and bringing people together with new ideas. They may be coming from the science side, but they may also be coming from the business side, because we know that to bring innovation to the marketplace, to create new products and services, is how we can make a healthier population and a healthier community. Where we are right now is near one of our most important parts of the Center of Excellence. This is where all of our computing power resides. This is called the Center for Computational Research. This is one of the top 10 high-performance computing centers among universities in the United States. This center is constantly being upgraded to allow us to have the most robust capacity to help both researchers as well as businesses take very large data sets and turn them into information we can use to solve difficult problems in life sciences. The kinds of data, of course, we're talking about here would be people's medical information. It might be genetic information. And we refer to the use of this kind of computer technology to improve the health and well-being of the population. We refer to that as biomedical informatics, and that's a very important part of our work here. So I'm thinking what we might want to do is go take a look at the visualization room. The Center for Computational Research not only has an ability to actually crunch numbers in the way that we all think about when we consider computers, but they have a way to allow you to look at the results of those data. We have to show you what we call our 3D screen. And if we're to wear glasses, which is often a fun thing to do because you get to actually see in a way that the computer bank can't quite show you. What we're looking at right now on this screen is a vancomycin molecule. This is an antibiotic, a very strong antibiotic. The power of bioinformatics is that you can actually take significant data sets, large data sets that it would be very hard for the human brain to understand. And instead of just showing the researcher the numbers, you can actually turn that into a visual image that allows you to see, in this case, what the structure of this molecule looks like. This becomes very important when you're trying to design a new drug, when you're trying to understand how a disease might be treated by this kind of a drug. You really need to understand what that molecule looks like, and through the power of computational sciences, this is the kind of result that you can get. So one of the advantages of being in a brand new facility is it is built to cutting edge standards that you would see in any kind of facility like this across the world. So it brings Buffalo and our researchers to a new kind of environment where they can be more creative, but it also has facilities that you wouldn't normally see in a research building. So for example, we're now standing in just one of 4 conference rooms that allow video conference capability. That actually affords us a great opportunity to have researchers from anywhere in the world share with us what's happening with them, as well as companies. And in many respects, some of those groups are ones that we may not be able to bring to Buffalo, but we can actually broadcast to a room of individuals who come in not only from our research labs, but from companies located here. We have about a dozen companies located here, but also those in the community. And in fact, quite a bit of our programming welcomes people to come in and join us. So in fact, what's also unique about this building is it is a Silver LEED certified building, which is another unusual factor. Research buildings typically are very expensive and they consume a lot of energy, but in fact with the special design standards this was made to be very energy efficient, and it is performing extremely well at the silver level. This is also true of our high performance computing center. So while they are actually doubling their computing capacity, they will be lowering their energy costs. So the green side of our business has been extremely important as we've set up this facility. I'd actually like to show you the genomics facility. For a life sciences organization who deals with many different science areas and many different industries. Again, our industries are medical devices, something you might hold in your hand. There are also medications and diagnostic tests. The area known as genomics is an extremely important one because it has all to do with the genetic analysis that is so important for us to ever achieve what we now know as personalized medicine. That is medicine where your genetic makeup actually allows me to help give you the best treatment that would work specifically for you. So we're really excited that our organization can be part of that. And what that really means, though, is a significant investment not only in the research capabilities, but in the individuals and expertise who have to be able to know how to do genetic analysis. And that's something that we do right here in our infectious disease and genomics facility.
Well, my name is Jennifer Jamison, and I am the lab manager of the sequencing core at the UB Center of Excellence in Bioinformatics. This is the GS Flex Roche 454 sequencer, and this was sort of the first major piece of equipment in the lab. And it's, amazing piece of machinery. People can hand us, a tube of bacteria, and 3 days later I can hand them a genome. We recently acquired a new next-gen sequencing piece of equipment, and it is called the Illumina Genome Analyzer. And this complements our other sequencer. The other sequencer is great for things that have never been sequenced before, de novo sequencing. The Illumina is great because it gets lots and lots of data, a terabyte of data or more per run. And it is great for resequencing, looking at SNPs, and those sorts of things. So we are just getting this up and running. We have a lot of people at Roswell and UB interested in using this machine.
So the work that you saw going on here in the genomics facility is just one of many areas that they refer to as core facilities. And the reason these are so important is you can set up one facility that can serve many, and it actually ends up being really important for our corporate partners who are anxious to access those facilities. And you create these collaborations where, again, people with new ideas coming with a different perspective can come together. We have other facilities here that deal with really interesting areas as well, like proteomics, so the study of proteins, and our ability to use, again, really high-end equipment to help answer questions that many of our collaborators could not figure out on their own. So Mark Helfon is one of our researchers in the bioinformatics area, and interestingly enough, his work is actually with fruit flies, also known as Drosophila. So he studies the genome, as they say, of the fruit fly. So what he's doing here is working with students, trying to show them the kinds of research studies that might be done and how they would take those bioinformatics data and actually turn them into information that would tell them something more about genomics. What's fascinating for today's students is for them to realize that the capabilities of areas like the High Performance Computing Center are way beyond what could be done just a few mere years ago. So many of them don't necessarily understand or appreciate fully how much their lives are easier in the lab today, and certainly computational science is a good example of that. What's exciting for us is bioinformatics, of course, we're so thrilled about all the work that's going on here, but we're seeing a convergence, a coming together of not only analysis of biological data, but we're seeing that the increased use of electronic medical records. So when you go to your doctor's office and you see that, you know, they're not only writing things in a paper chart these days, but they're actually putting things into the computer right there in front of you, and you're understanding that now, next time you go in, they have your information, but more importantly, that information is there to help guide them to make the best medical decisions for you. But where we're really looking to the future is where the data in your doctor's office comes together with what are often lab data, the genetic data. And so facilities like the High Performance Computing Center here are able to start bringing those data sets together in new ways. So we're very excited that New York State and others have been investing quite a bit in developing these electronic medical records, and Center for Computational Research is playing a big role in that.